Have you ever wondered about the advantages of e-commerce? Do you often wonder which software is efficient in the e-commerce business? Have you found yourself frequently thinking if you have proper knowledge of e-commerce shopping cart software? If yes, then you have landed on the right video. Welcome back to another episode of Colorful Finance, the #1 source for content centered around earning money from home. We provide you with theoretical experience in our videos and practical experience with the tools we provide you in the description. Subscribe to the channel so you're always up to date with our latest uploads. In this video, we'll take you through everything you need to know about what e-commerce software has to offer. Now let's get into it. Setting up a website can seem a daunting task to many of us. Not everyone is proficient at building stunning, effective, and dynamic websites, but if you have a product or a service to sell, then having your own website utilizing e-commerce software is one of the most fruitful methods of making sales. The advantages of e-commerce. Selling your product online means there are no geographic limitations. You can sit in your lounge in Texas and sell your home-knitted scarves to people living in Japan. The costs of setting up your business are comparatively non-existent. You don't need to purchase or rent a shop. You don't need to pay for decoration, you will undoubtedly be using less staff, and the only utility bills are bills you would usually pay at your own home anyway. About your e-commerce website. E-commerce software is any software used on your website to help customers easily shop and pay for their items easily, safely, and quickly. In recent years, one of the many advances of the internet has been the increase in publicity surrounding internet security. It is absolutely imperative that, as well as a good, crisp, and clean-looking website, you also offer and display high security on all of your online payments. If you don't, you will undoubtedly lose customers and money. Shopping carts and payments, the essential items. If you've done any shopping online, you will have probably come across shopping carts of varying levels of quality. When considering e-commerce software, you need to pick shopping cart software for your site that is user-friendly, stable, and fits the design of your site. You should ensure that it can be used on any operating system and as many browsers as possible. Don't forget that not everyone uses Internet Explorer. When a visitor is looking around your site at the items you have to offer, you are perhaps hoping that they will make a purchase. Making the buying process easy for them will encourage them to do that. An Add to Cart button is virtually standard on any e-commerce site now, and clicking on this button should take you to a simple but effective-looking shopping cart page. Shoppers should be able to select how many items they want and then add that to the basket. Once they have selected that item, it may be a good idea to take them back to the page they were last on, encouraging them to continue shopping and spending more money. Offers. Everybody loves a good deal, and internet shoppers are by no means different. Try to make sure that your e-commerce software allows you to give discounts under certain circumstances. Perhaps, a 10% discount for anyone spending over $200. Recent e-commerce software offering shopping carts will give you both product level and order level discount options, so you can have sale items as well as spend-dependent discounts. The bottom line. If you want to set up an e-commerce website, you will have to get some shopping cart software. Most surfers will simply look for another site if you don't give them the options they expect. A good shopping cart will give you plenty of options and the opportunity to offer discounts and sale items. A reputable e-commerce software company will, at the very least, give you detailed instructions on installing this software onto your site and how to use it. Choose wisely. E-commerce shopping cart software usability. Usability is a measure of the quality of a user's experience when interacting with a website. People have been focusing on website usability since the explosion of the World Wide Web in the 1990s, but it is, unfortunately, an aspect that is frequently overlooked when it comes to e-commerce site design. The increasing availability of shopping cart software has led to an increase in the number of people launching internet stores. Many of these people are inexperienced with advanced web design techniques and theories, and much more purchase cheap design work that doesn't focus on what the store customers wants and needs. What the customer wants from an online store is to be able to find and purchase the products that they want as easily and quickly as possible. When a customer visits your site, it is more than likely, if your marketing has been successful, that they wish to purchase a product from you. As a store owner, you need to remove every possible barrier between them arriving at your site and completing your purchase. The more barriers you make your customers climb over, the more likely they are to run off your competitors. This article contains will focus on a number of areas of usability and how to apply them to your e-commerce store. There are many areas of usability that need to be considered when designing an e-commerce store, and this article could be multiple pages long, but we are going to focus on 4 factors that we feel are the most important. These areas are navigation, searches, validation, and checkout. The navigation that you implement on your site is probably the most important aspect of usability. If your visitors can't find their way around your site, you are dead in the water. It is imperative that you make sure your navigation is clear, simple, and in a prominent place on your pages. Although navigation is an area that is normally implemented quite well in e-commerce solutions, where they normally fall down is their user of markers to make sure the user knows whereabout in the store they are. If they get lost and can't find their way out, they are going to get frustrated. There is a number of very well-tested web design standards to get around this issue. Category tabs, dynamic menus, and breadcrumb trails all help your customer find their way around your site. If a customer lands on your front page and cannot immediately see where the product they want will be, more surfer's initial action is to reach for the search box, so make sure that your search box is obvious and easily accessible. The other area of your site's search facility you need to pay attention to is the results. It is important to make sure that your customers are getting the right results when they do find the search box. It is normally a good idea to adjust the search results on internet stores to allow the customer to be presented with the products they're looking for. Making sure your site validates against the W3C standards is important. Making sure your site follows CSS and XHTML/HTML guidelines will make sure the appearance of your site is replicated accurately across different types of web browsers. Non-valid pages have their errors corrected by the browser. How this works varies radically across different browsers, and even different versions of the same browser. In order to minimize shopping cart abandonment, the usability of the checkout component of your shopping cart software is important. There are a number of important steps to take to make sure your checkout process is as usable as possible. Make sure your checkout is as short as possible. People get bored quickly on the internet. Don't ask for any information you don't need. People are wary of giving away personal information. Remove all distractions from the checkout. If they click away from the purchase, they might never come back. This includes removing any unnecessary internal site navigation. There are many more aspects of usability you will need to consider when looking for shopping cart software, but these should get you started in the right direction. And with that, we've reached the end of this video all about what e-commerce software has to offer. Let us know in the comments section down below if you enjoyed this episode and found it helpful and interesting. Remember to leave a thumbs up before you leave. Also subscribe to Colorful Finance and click the notification bell so you're always up to date with our latest releases as always. Thanks for stopping by and watching. See you again soon in the next one.